Alright, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call halal Yahweh by Hashem Shah. Double honor to the elders, the great millstone, and shalom to all you out there pushing the truth in the four corners of the earth. Alright, my brother sent me a lesson of this woman in the church talking about this shit, man. First of all, she looked like a goddamn demon from the screen. You know, wearing white, can't see her face, she's shaking her head. See the goddamn shoes, goddamn witch shoes on. That's straight witch shoes. Them goddamn witch shoes, man. You know. But we gonna go ahead and look into this so-called testimony, which only men can testify because we have testicles. Alright, so a woman can't give testimonies, man. Well, we gonna listen to this this madness. Alright.
Is the best thing that ever happened to me.
We're doing a countdown because this shit about to get wild.
Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. More than a 3-hour orgasm. Jesus that leave me with herpes and left me with HIV.
That's what your is.
Left me with syphilis 3. Where the crust up like cornbread, and you got to get shots in your vagina every 3 weeks. I'll take Jesus.
Most I fucked her ass up. Good gracious. Most I jacked her ass up. First of all, like I said, she got them demon, man. Got them witch shoes on, wearing the all white. Alright, she look like a fucking ghost, man. Alright. I'm getting to the scripture right quick, man. Now she keep talking about Jesus. Alright, this is Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 7. It says, how shall I Salakia, let me go ahead and take this stuff off right quick. It says, how shall I pardon thee for this? This is the Most High talking to Joshua Allah, the children of Israel, who are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them there are no powers, no gods, when I have fed them till a full. Then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in harlot houses. So it says, how shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them there are no gods. Because she's talking about Jesus, but you best believe that she ain't talking about Jesus of this book. The Jesus that have been set on the right hand side of the Most High Yahweh. She talking about Saturday Bourgeois. Well, how the fuck did you want about all them goddamn diseases and the syphilis and the herpes and the AIDS and all of that and the third? a 3-hour orgasm. That's the first thing she said. Jesus is better than a 3-hour orgasm, and then she just her nasty ass start naming all them goddamn diseases that she had, getting 3 shots down there and shit, man. Well, who are you serving? You serving Saturday Bourgeois. Therefore, you are gonna take on the spirit of Saturday Bourgeois, who has sex with his mother, sex with his sister. He was a freak, right? With the orgies and all that stuff. He what did he do? He had syphilis, man. Whatever his spirit was, that's what you're gonna flock to, because you're worshiping that cracker, man. That's why you supposed to. That's what the scripture says. Let me just get it. John chapter 4 verse 22. It says I'm gonna start at 22. Now I'm gonna start right to the point. 24. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Alright? This is John 6 and 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, which is the Most High, the flesh profiteth nothing, which is, I'm screaming this verse right here. Of course it's the spirit, the Most High, but your spirit that's inside your body. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Alright? The words, since who is your word? Yahweh Shah. The words that I speak unto you through the Most High, they are spirit, because they're coming from the Most High, who is a spirit, and they are life, meaning these words will come alive, man. Alright? So it says, so when you worshiping these different gods, so these so-called different gods, that's the spirit you're taking on, man. Which as you can clearly see, this bitch she named all the goddamn diseases. Alright? With syphilis was one of them that Cesare Borgia died of, man. Alright? It says, when I have fed them to the full, the Most I gave us everything, right? Because Israel is symbolic as well, excuse me, when this book is only dealing with the elect first and foremost. Let's get that straight, alright? The 1/3. So this is basically who this book is talking to. It's talking about, all of Israel, but it's mainly talking. This book is for the 1/3, the elect. All right. So it says, when I have fed them to the food, then they committed adultery, which that's spiritual adultery. All right. We went to go serve other gods. All right. Wood and stone, and we're still doing that under a curse according to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, man. All right. So we was out committing a harm with other nations, guys, and we were spiritually committing adultery on the Most High. To prove that, you go to Revelations was 2:19. It says, I know thy works in charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest thy woman Jezebel, was called of herself a prophetess, to seduce my servants to commit fornication. I mean spiritual fornication, meaning to go and serve her God, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. Which proves that right there. Eat things sacrificed unto her God. That's spiritual fornication. Well, yeah, of course, she in this goddamn church. Did she committed physical fornication, man? Probably ain't no doubting. How you get all them diseases? And how you get every last goddamn disease? You mean to tell me you ain't cheat? Lying bitch. Alright. So it says, when I have fed them to the food, then that's gonna be they then committed adultery, meaning we spiritually cheated on the Most High and assembled themselves by the troops in the hall houses, man. Which everybody was in the church at one point in time, man. Our people are still in these damn churches, man. Alright. That right there, matter of fact, that right there is going back because every so-called guy had a temple and whatnot. And then, of course, that guy, that spirit was committing adultery and all that, man, which is against the laws of this book. That's why Israel, that's why we stay getting jacked up, man. That's why we stay getting jacked up, man. But now we back, the 1/3, we back, we back in business, man. But let's get into this. I'm gonna get a topic on this right quick, cause she got on this all white. Like I said, this bitch looks like a straight. Of course she is. I mean, you can just see the demon in this bitch, especially when this bitch move her head and shit. Let's play it one more time. So run it back. Play it one more time.
Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Goddamn knock it.
More than a 3-hour orgasm.
I'm gonna cut that.
Jesus.
That bitch went raw with the shit. What's the bad part about it? Oh shit. Well, that's the shit our people are on, man. That shit is not really funny, but that's the shit our people are on, man. That's the shit our people are on, man. It's boy. It's the second Esdras chapter 2 verse 42. Now getting to the white, this is what the elect. This is what white symbolizes, man. It says, I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praise the Lord with songs, man. Now, it says Mount Zion represents, Israel, just like New York represents the Big Apple. Verse 43, and in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, who was Yahushua, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So Esdras was like, oh, who are these guys getting crowned and all that? Then said I unto the angel, what young person is that crown? What young person is that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he's talking to the angel and asking him this question. Verse 47, so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, meaning Yahushua, whom they have confessed in the word, which represents the elect. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. So like, that's what's up, The key point I want to get back into is verse 44. It says, so I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? Now, he already knew that it represented Israel, because it said right here in the 42nd verse, I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people. So he knew it represented. He knew it was us. But in verse 44, it says, sir, what are these? Alright? Meaning that what the Esdras, this blue Esdras mind, it wasn't something normal that he saw on an everyday basis, man. What Esdras seen. we're gonna be a new a new creature, so to speak, man. Because the word creature means creation. The Most High created all our spirits, man. So the Most High gonna refresh. The Most High gonna make us into a new. The Most High gonna take a basically taking off. Matter of fact, verse 45. These be they that put off the mortal clothing, all right, and put on the immortal, and confess the name of the Most High, which is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Are they crown and receive palms, which are those scepters in our hands, man. So we're gonna be a totally new creation, man. All right. This is verse. This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 13. It says, "And one of the elders answered and said unto me, What?" See, John said the same thing. "What are these which are arrayed in white robes, man? All right. And whence and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which put off the great. Excuse me, put off reading. These are they which came out of great tribulation, which is all this second address 15 and 16, Revelation 13, 16. Everything is written in the scriptures. All right. These are they which came out of great tribulation and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Now I said wash their robes. It's the same thing in second address 2 and 45. These be they that have put off the mortal clothing. Slide it over. And put on the immortal. So back to Revelations 7 and 13 or 14. He said, These are they which came out of great tribulation and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. And so when you go and look at the word, white symbolizes purity. When you go when you reference it to the scriptures, like a virgin, like this bitch, as you can see, this bitch is no virgin. All right, this bitch ain't no goddamn virgin. All right, white. When you read the scriptures, all our women back then were virgin. All the virgins wore white back then. So why the fuck is this bitch wearing white? She didn't got that syphilis, goddamn gonorrhea, the goddamn herpes, the goddamn AIDS. This bitch said syphilis 3. She went through all the goddamn stages. You know, you know. So it says in Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Many shall be purified and made white and tried." Purified, man. The 1/3. The Most High gonna purify us like gold in the tribe. Pure gold, man. Does not the scripture say, "I shall make a man more precious than fine gold"? So when you're gonna look at the word pure, what does it say? It says clean, clear, unmixed, chaste, like a chaste virgin. All right. Then it says what it says right there. It says fresh, new creations. Put off the old, that mortal, put on immortal, being that new creation, man. You know, put off the old, man. Stop serving all those other guys coming back to our true power, our true power, which is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, man. Which we can't stress enough, man. All right. I have one more scripture. Revelation 19 and 8. It says, "And to her was granted that she should be arrayed," which she represents the nation of Israel, which right here symbolizes the elect. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, which clean and white. Clean and white. All right, pure. All right. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints, man. Who are the saints according to Psalms 50 and 5? The Israelites. Alright, so with that, I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone, man. You know, death to America. Mawaf Laba Ball. You know, and Shalom.